Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Greg, Dope Living TV. It's Freestyle Friday, y'all. Gotta do it. Hey, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. It's ours. It's ours. All right, so all week we've been talking about being motivated, staying motivated, and trying to get everyone that listens to stay motivated. So as we do that, you guys, today is Friday. Chime in, get in here with us, talk to us. We want to get everybody motivated for the weekend too, right? And believe me, if you don't believe anything else I say, I stay motivated. I've had a hell of a day, but you know what? I was motivated to come and hang out with y'all. So look, check this out. Bam. There go Gina right there. What's up, Gina? And guess what? We can't hear you. Oh, you're muted. Get off of that mute.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Oh yes. So
I haven't been out for like almost 3 weeks.
and so she don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
That's right. Don't know what to do. What's going on?
Hey, Rhonda.
Hey, beautiful. I am happy to see you out. It makes me feel good.
My beautiful publisher. She published Office Adventure.
Okay. Welcome to the show, Ron. It's great to see you.
Hey, Greg. How you doing today?
I'm doing
I
great.
hear you.
I'm doing great. Okay. But if you knew my day,
Well,
but that's part of being motivated. Okay, you gotta continue to press on, or whatever you go through. Just keep going through. So, how are you today?
I am doing great. I'm really doing great. Glad to be on here. I look forward to talking about the subject self-motivation because we definitely need that.
And you know what? While you started talking, okay, let me ask you some questions. Let me make sure that the people right that know who you are. All right.
Okay.
So tell everybody, first of all, what you do, who you are, and what you do.
All right. Well, my name is Rhonda Knight. I am an international author. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm also own a publishing company, as Gina shared with you. So I help beautiful people like Gina to publish their books. And also, I have a book that's been called Blessed Survivors, based on a true story, Greg, of surviving attempted murder and rape. So that book, Blessed Survivor, has been sold and read in the United States, United Kingdom, France, and Canada. So I'm blessed within the first 6 months, my book went worldwide. I also wrote a series of children's books. It's something that I'm very proud of with 4 of my 5 daughters. And it's the Helpville Learner series. And those children's books are books to help kids to help kids with tough issues in a kid-friendly way. So those books are, it's a series of 7 books. They're in the the Gwinnett County Public Libraries, and they're also in the Alabama school systems. So counselors, teachers, parents can use them to help kids deal with things like suicidal thoughts, depression, abuse in the home, self-esteem. When you're displaced, especially in a time like this, when your family may have to go in the shelter or move with other family members, and bullying and then learning disabilities. Those are some of the subjects those children's books cover. I also have a nonprofit. It's called HUMS, Uplifting Hearts, Minds, and Souls, and that's a nonprofit to help stop violence towards people, but especially women and children. Very passionate about making a difference there. I do a toy. We got an event coming up too, but we're doing a toy drive December 19th. I'm going to tell you about that in a little while. Okay. But also, I, as a nonprofit, get toys to give to 500 kids. So each December, I get toys and I play. I don't believe in Santa Claus, but I play this wonderful person that takes toys with my volunteers over to the shelters or to families who have been through a hard struggle or have been survivors too. So that's some of the things that I do.
So when Gina, there was a lot of noise. That's why I muted you. But when you see people like that, the people that you try to help, all right? And staying on the motivation theme, okay?
Okay.
You being a motivational speaker, how do you go about? And then I want to hear your story.
Okay.
How do you go about motivating people to uh, continue to be inspired, to live their dreams? You know, I know a lot of people have things that they want to do, but they're so afraid and they just are so down on themselves that they just don't follow through. How do you inspire people to follow through?
And that's a great question, Greg. I have been gifted for some reason where people listen to me, you know. So I take the first thing I do is wherever I'm at, if it's for a large group or a small group, number one, I pray about it and ask God to lead me when I go in.
Absolutely.
Number two, when I go in for that group, depending on which way the Lord leads me, I speak from my heart to be able to reach out to those in the audience and to encourage them, because regardless of what we go through, and when you talk about self-motivation, and I know you said you'll talk a little bit more about my story, but for me, even when I was in a healing process, I had to motivate myself to get up from my position of trying to stay in my little cocoon and stay safe, and go out and motivate or speak to people and encourage them and motivate them, for police departments, for schools, for churches, for organizations. Wherever there was a venue for me to speak, I went and spoke there. So one of the ways that I do is say, one of the things I do encourage all the people that's listening now too, is that self-motivation starts with you, and it starts in your heart first. And then you got to take that, what's in their heart, up to the mind, because what you think in your heart is who you're going to become. So if you stay thinking about the negative, and the things that's going on in your life that depresses you or makes you sad or makes you not motivated whatsoever, then that's the state of mind you're going to be in, and then you're going to be stuck there. But you have to learn to think a different way. You have to look at the positive, because out of every negative, you can find a positive. That's a great challenge. Say, hey, well, let me see how I can find a positive out of this. They just cut off my electricity. What am I going to do? I mean, I'm not kidding. Out of every negative, you can find a positive. So search for it, and as you're searching for it, pray about it and see, won't God direct you in what to do? So it's changing your mindset and your heart set, because that's the number one first things you need to do.
Absolutely. So as you came up to do what you do, I'll call it ordained. All right.
Thank you.
You were ordained to do what you do. I know it wasn't just I'm gonna do it. It's going to happen. Let's just go through it, and bam, exactly. It's there. What were the roadblocks, and how did you get past? How did you motivate yourself to get past those roadblocks?
Well, for myself, and I know there's something set before me, the key thing is encouraging yourself too, number one. So you have to encourage yourself to say, hey, listen, you believe this is what you're supposed to be doing, or this is what you want to do, or this is what you're striving to accomplish. You know, whatever the situation is, you have to encourage yourself to make that first step. When you make that first step, you start seeing progress. When you see progress, you say to yourself, hey, it's not too bad. You know, it might be hard work, but I can do it. And you keep speaking life into yourself. One of the things that I heard recently, and I just heard, I mean, I have to take it to the spiritual, because that's who I am. I mean, that my blessings God has blessed me and been with me so much. So guys, I'm going to take it there maybe a few, quite often in my speaking. But the other day, maybe about a month ago, I heard the word live and live. And I want to say that to your guests too, is that God is saying for us to live. There's so much going on around us. And that live means that you're going to have to put yourself, your mind and your heart in a place, again, where you say to yourself, I'm not going to look at my situation. I'm not going to be stuck in this, you know, where I am. I'm going to push forward, and I'm going to live, because God said live right now. This is the time to live. And that means that you're going to make yourself walk into it and walk in a place of peace and love, regardless of what's going on around you. Right. That, again, changing the mindset and heart set.
Absolutely. Let's welcome Chris Mills to the show.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Now, I just want to add, Greg, that when I read Rhonda's story, that was one of the things that it inspired me so, and it moved in a spiritual way. I had already researched a lot of publishers locally in the Chicago area. She's in Georgia, and I had researched publishers locally, and they just did not have the impact on me that she had.
Mm-hmm.
Even before I had spoken with her, when I read her story, and I actually ordered her book and read her book because I wanted to see the deeper person than what I was reading online and things like that. I wanted to really get in her head and see what kind of person she was.
Mm-hmm.
Finish.
Okay, you went mute on us. Oh, there you go.
We lost part of what you said, that last part, Gina, and went dead for a minute.
Yeah, we lost the part of you. We lost the last part of what you were talking about, Gina.
My sound is gone.
No, you're there now.
You're now. Yeah.
Say that last.
Hey,
She's
it's
gone.
just me and you.
So,
They'll be back.
Yeah, they will be. So your story is an inspiring story, all right. And I need to, especially for the young women, to hear and to really feel exactly the not just the struggle that you've gone through, but the triumph that you've experienced. That's something that we've been trying all week to impart to the listeners. You don't have to let your situation dictate who you are.
No, you do not.
And you're a prime example of that. So when you are talking to people, when you're ordainedness, when you're motivating people, I mean, do you find yourself? Does it? Let me rephrase that. I had a day today, so you got to.
Okay, I'm with you.
When you're motivating people, is it easier? Do you find it easier to motivate men or women?
Actually, it's not a either one is it works for me because and it depends on what the situation is, but I find myself that I hear people tell me, and I guess it's a gift that I have, but I can talk on the phone to someone, or like Gina said, they can read my book, or they can whatever way I'm connected with them. It seems to be something within me that brings people feel a peace. And even to the point where I would meet strangers, and those strangers would come up to me and they say, I've never told anyone this story, and they would start sharing with me. So there's something in me that draws people to me where they feel that I'm a safe person and that they feel that peace from me. Now, I think it's a gift. Hey, Gina.
When they come to you and you tell us, like I said, when they're drawn to you, do you feel a sense of responsibility once they open up to you? Do you feel a sense of responsibility?
I do believe that they're there in my presence for a reason. So the first thing that I do is I say, okay, God, what is it that you want me to say to this person? How do you want me to reach that person? You have to, I believe, be open to the ways that that someone may be sending help your way, whether it's to a person speaking to you that you never met before, whether it's through a book that you read, whether it's through a word that you heard, whether it's through a podcast that you're listening to. There are ways that I believe that God can reach out and make a difference for you. So for me, I'm always seeking, what is it that I need to impart in this person? What is it that I need to say to them? How can I motivate them? And self-motivation is very hard. So you never know. I never want to be that person that someone needed to hear a word of encouragement and I turned away. I was thinking so caught up in my mind with my problems and my thoughts that I don't see that there's a hurting person in front of me. So I would say to, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, so I would say to those listening that you have to understand, I believe that we're all here for a purpose. You have to find what your purpose is. And then when you know that you're here for a purpose, then that's one of the other things that'll help you get out of your own head and stop thinking about what your needs are and focus on what you're supposed to be doing. Because when you leave self out of it, you're still going to be taken care of, believe me, but you're also going to be in a better place because now your mind is focused on, I need to reach out here and do this and make a difference. So it's just a combination of things that needs to get people in the right mindset to be self-motivated.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
And I'm Chris Mills. Greg usually introduces me.
Hey,
Chris. But
Oh,
hard is it
hold
for
on,
you
Chris.
to take?
Hold on, Rhonda, and
Yes.
listeners, again, this is Chris Mills. He is he is a producer, music producer. He is an
Ooh.
on-air personality. He
Uh-huh.
is an entrepreneur. I probably missed out about 8 things, okay, but that's what.
I think that's one of the great things about people who are creative. We don't just do one thing. We
Hey,
can't
No,
do one
Chris,
thing.
Chris is like the character from Martin, the one that
Okay.
me. Chris is
Okay.
Chris
Tommy
Tommy.
every time.
Oh my God.
oh no,
Chris,
I
you
got.
said you like Tommy.
No, I got a job. I got a
Yeah,
couple.
he got several jobs, it sounds like.
But they
But
never knew what kind of job
right,
Tommy had.
exactly.
True,
That's
true,
true.
true.
That's true. That's true.
Don't start.
What I want to ask you, how hard is it to take self out of situations when you're trying to motivate someone else?
I think that it's a growing thing. It's like exercise. When you want to get your body in shape, you continue to work at it. So the same thing is with self-motivating and wanting to take yourself out of the picture so you can help others. It's going to require exercise. It's so hard for us because we're in a society that talks about me, me, me. Everything's about me. I'm what I want. So
Right.
it's training people to think a different way, to realize that it's not about you. It really
Right.
isn't about. And then to say, well, if it's not about me, what am I supposed to be doing? What is the thing that you're passionate about? What is the gift you've had ever since you can remember that has happened to you? So for instance, when I say people come up and tell their story to me, this has been something that's been happening to me throughout my life, even before I got into ministry. I came into ministry in 2002. So prior to that, it's the same thing. So sometimes your gift is the same thing you've already been doing. So now you have to learn to cultivate that gift and put your focus on those things and allow yourself, and always encourage yourself, because again, especially nowadays, there's so much depression and sadness going on, so many people losing loved ones. I'm so glad we didn't lose Gina, because I know we all love Gina. And
Thank you.
so you definitely have to practice and exercise within yourself. That means spiritual exercise within yourself is to, number one, you have to have something you trust. So I trust God. Number two, then you have to say to yourself, okay, I am going to do these things today. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Start with one thing, whatever it is, and do that, work towards that goal. And then even as you're thinking of what you're going to do, things just fall in place. Really, I believe that, like I said, without a vision, the people perish. And I believe that's so true. Hopefully that answers.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, when people try to uplift other people or give people, I can't say give people advice. It's all about, they don't know how to just give advice with words. They only normally know how to give advice pertaining to themselves on how they would do it. Most of the great advice that I've gotten in my life is from when someone explained it to me without using themselves as an example.
Right.
Because I can't walk in your footsteps.
True.
Yeah, so that's why I asked that question. So I know people don't come up to me like they come up to you, but a lot of people tell me that story.
Yeah. And that's because that's your gift. Like you must be a man who has the right thing that's going to take that person to that next level. And again, it could be just helping them get on that right track to understand their purpose, their dream, their vision. And I think that when you don't have something that you're reaching for, a goal that you're reaching for, you become stagnant, and you really, it's almost like you're dead because you're not doing anything. And that's why I believe it says without a vision, the people perish, because if you're not moving forward, then you're standing still, you're not going to accomplish anything. You're doing the very same thing the same way, you're going to have the same results, as we all know. So it has to be a change made. Yeah.
Yeah, what I like to tell people, it's like the lesson between school and life. So school teaches you a lesson so you can take a test, and life gives you a lesson to see how much you can be tested.
I like that.
It's the difference between school and life, because it's hard. It's hard, especially right now. It's real hard out here right now.
Yes, true. Yeah. And then I think what people have to understand is don't give up, because I'm sure each one of us here, and all that we feel that we're called to do, or all the businesses that we do, or things that we do, we come across obstacles. We ran into walls. We come across where people said no. We come across failures. But guess what? We never gave up. We said, okay, that didn't work. Now let me see what I can try now. Or you might have tried a business venture and that didn't work. Like, okay, let me try this. We don't give up.
We don't call it failures. We call it lessons, because that's all it is.
That's right. Exactly. I definitely agree.
And that's what we got to keep doing. Not only teaching lessons, but learning lessons as well. I mean, that's what we're made for, to continuously to grow, continuously take in knowledge. And if people don't, and there's some people who just really, and Rhonda, I want to, and Chris, you can chime in on this as well. There's some people who talk the game, but don't walk it.
That's right. And I think we've all ran into them.
And that to me is, and I know I shouldn't get frustrated over other people's follies, but that frustrates me. That really frustrates me, because I've taken my time to try to, impart some of what I would never say that I'm right on everything. I can only tell you what worked for me, motivate me. But when someone gets up and starts talking about, well, I got this, I got that, I'm doing that. And it's clear, it's so clear that you can Google people and find out exactly what they're doing.
Exactly.
It amazes me.
That's stuff for me. If you just Google me, it's just going to say music. Ain't going to say nothing.
Well, listen, a funny story about Googling someone. I have 5 daughters, and out of those 5 daughters, I have 16 going on 17 grandkids. I'm trying to stay young. I don't know why they're playing around, but anyway.
You look good.
Hold on. Time out. Did you just say 16 going on 17?
Grandkids, yeah. Come on.
You what, 35? You can't be doing that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I have to say that, God is good. But you know what? I have one of my grandsons. I had told him, I said, his name is Marcel. I said, Marcel, did you know if you Google me, I come up right away because I've done some things? He was like, no, Grandma. I'm like, okay, go ahead and Google me. And when he Googled me, then he said, oh my God, you're famous. Like, really? It took me to Google me to understand that I've done some things, and so like Greg said, it does.
That's why I stopped using the term Google me, for that reason right there.
Exactly. But I guess in my line of work, it helps people know I am credible, because I've been blessed to be able to be on different platforms and do different things and produce quality books like Gina's books as well. It does really make a difference. And Greg, back to what you were saying, I'm sure each of us have ran into those people you're talking about that talk a good game, but you don't see the results behind it. And they're talking so much about them and what they've done. Yep, I mean, I've been let down so many times with people like that. Like, wow, you said you could do this, this, and this, and you don't even have it together. You know what I'm saying? I can do more than what you can do for me. So sometimes when you run, go ahead, Gina.
I actually ran into someone who was just that. I mean, they just talk about themselves, pump themselves up. And that's the one time that I fell into what I call the pit. Because when you do things and you're out looking for different illustrators, publishers, and so forth, there's a lot of people that are out there trying to get over. And so this individual, he had pumped himself up and I can do this and I do this, and I fell into that pit, and I ended up losing money and getting nothing out of it, thinking that this person has all this credibility, and he really didn't.
Well, I mean, that's a lesson. We all probably been through that before.
Definitely a lesson.
We all been through that before, you know what I'm saying, where you're just looking for extra stream of income of doing something. You know what I'm saying? And you think this person, because the way they talk about themselves and present themselves, that they're one of those people. You know what I'm saying? When they're pretty much, like I say, in relationships, they sent their representative out there to get your money.
Mhm.
Like in the beginning of a relationship, you meet the person's representative. You don't meet that person for like 6-8 months in, who that person really is.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Rhonda,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause on you for a second. We're gonna come back to you. I want to bring on Mr. Daryl Mooney. What's going on?
Hey, my brother, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Hey, what's going on, big bro?
How
How you
y'all
feeling?
doing?
All right.
Chris
Good.
Mills, Rhonda Knight, Gina Gatson, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Happy pandemic.
Most definitely, man. Happy pandemic to you as well.
What,
Hey, welcome.
D,
Brother Swayze.
Yo,
yeah,
how you doing, bro?
that's my partner in rhyme right there. You,
So
hey,
look.
hey, Greg, you're the first person to ever have 81219 on the podcast together.
That's,
Right.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Because who am I? Who am I? I want to welcome you guys both to the show, as well as Rhonda. Chris, I'm gonna let you do the honors with this interview here, man.
This one right here, man. Mr. Daryl Mooney, man. This is one of the sons of Paul Mooney.
Yes.
First.
Yes.
And he's also big in the Bitcoin
Yes.
work.
Okay.
So he really
get that.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why I brought him on, because he could really truly speak on it.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Daryl, it's a reason why Chris says truly speak on it, and he'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he educated me a lot on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was one of those ones like, man, I ain't about to mess with no Bitcoin. I was one. Hey, I told him I was one of those ones. I was like, if I can't see it, I don't want it. But he had to break it down. He had to break it down to me. So
yeah.
Yeah, change is scary.
Yeah.
Look, it's scary. I was dealing with a sister yesterday, and some people just be so scared. I'm like, I mean, I show them all kind of proof. I show them money. I show them the whole thing. And the beauty of it is, it's not just me. It's the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
It's not just me. I mean, I'm not trying to, I don't have to prove nothing.
Exactly.
It's already going. It's like remember all the naysayers a year ago? It ain't gonna happen. It's gonna destroy. It's gonna disappear. And it just kept coming. And then all the big wigs, see, they was trying to stop it.
Yes.
Governments all around the world was trying to stop it. But for some reason, because it's in the computer and they still don't know who created it, it's still going. So they said, okay, we can't beat them. We got to join them.
There you go.
So you got all these big businesses just investing, banks, investing. You got people around. I got a brother, man. There's a brother right now in the company that I'm in, working with black homes and a couple from Haiti, right? Couple from Haiti. They've got a business background. They've got trading background, and they've got their own platform. They're big in Nigeria. They're big in South Africa. They're big in Haiti. They're growing in America. There's one brother in South Africa doing $1 million of volume. Okay, $1 million. Then they got the $100,000 tree. Then they got the $50,000 tree. I'm in the $25,000 tree and growing. But this thing is big. I mean, you go in a meeting, you see all these Haitians, you see all these Nigerians, you see all these South Africans, black folks. You go in a meeting, you literally think you are in Wakanda, man. All these black folks talking these African languages.
So Daryl, can you explain to him how Bitcoin works?
This is always a hard hard thing to do, because people have first of all, we got to look at it as digital money, because people think Bitcoin is an actual coin that they can put in their hands. It's digital.
That was
going, brother Greg.
No, I said that was me.
Yeah. They think they can take a Bitcoin because somebody say, yeah, I purchased a Bitcoin. They think they got where the coin at.
Let me see it.
Let me see the coin, because that's what we used to, right?
Right.
Remember way back in Africa, it was cowrie shells. Let me see them cowrie shells, right?
Yeah. Right.
I'm talking about ain't so. So there's always that's what people have to realize before I go into what it is. Let's talk about currency. Currency changes throughout time. The dollar, everybody's talking. Remember, I don't know, like, how old are you, Chris? I'm 62. How old are you?
I'm 43, but you got Greg that's around your age.
Okay, great. Okay.
I'm 59.
And all the other folks my age or older or younger, whatever, right?
Right.
Have you all my life, and tell me if this is true for you, all my life I've heard the dollar was gonna disappear.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard
all
that.
my life. Yeah. All my life. And you still hear today. The dollar's going down, the dollar ain't going nowhere. You can still spend money. Everybody want cash. Okay.
Right.
So dollar ain't went nowhere. Now you have currency. You have first it was cows and chickens and all that and trade. Then it was cowrie shells. Then it was gold and diamonds and silver. It was all kind of things like that. And then money came along because it got easier because we can just exchange coins and money. And the currency of cash and dollars was started around the world. Then you had the dollar going strong and strong and strong. Then you had that. Remember a few years ago, you had that currency. Anybody remember the name of it coming out of Islam, coming out of the East? They said it was going to be the next big currency. Then that disappeared. Then all of a sudden, here comes this cryptocurrency called Bitcoin that started at $0. Then it was $50. Then it was $100. Then it was $400. Then all of a sudden, people was predicting it was going to go to this and that. It was going to go up. And now, do you know, it is $19,000 for Bitcoin.
Wow.
2 months ago, that same Bitcoin was $10,000, $9,000, $10,000.
Yeah.
If you were to purchase then, and then when it goes up to 9,000, what that means as far as money, you bought it at 10,000, then it's at 20,000. You've made $10,000 when you cash it in.
Yeah.
You understand? See, probably that's a coin. It's digital.
It's pretty much like money. It's like money exchange.
Yeah, it's an agreed upon currency by the people. You hear what I'm saying? It's agreed upon currency by people around the world. What does that mean? That means there are ATM machines around the world, Bitcoin ATM machines around the world, and whatever that currency is of that country, you can take Bitcoin and exchange it in the cash of that currency of that country. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why it's so popular. Right now in Beverly Hills, you can purchase real estate with Bitcoin.
Wow.
Okay. And Bitcoin is not the only one. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies. You can create your Greg coin. You can create your Chris Mills coin. And if you get enough, you can create your Rhonda Knight coin. And you get enough people that's agreeing with it, they can exchange it and it's money, right? That's what your boy, what's Akon is doing.
Yeah, we're African.
Akon is being backed by the Japanese, and he's building cities. He's building a city in, I believe that's Ghana. He's building cities in Africa that's going to be amazing, and he's doing it off of Bitcoin. You've got certain African countries who are literally creating their economy off of Bitcoin. So what does that mean to us? What does that mean to us? Right now, there are what they call exchange wallets like Coinbase, Gemini, and others, and very legit stuff. I mean, they got their stuff together. They've been around. In fact, you know, the brothers, the twins, that you see the movie Social Network.
Yeah.
You remember what's the owner of Facebook? What's his name?
Zuckerberg. Yeah. Mark.
Remember in the movie Social Network, remember the twins?
Yes.
Those twins sued Zuckerberg because he stole a lot of their ideas when they were in college. They won $65 million settlement. Now think about this. $65 million settlement. They invested a lot of it in Bitcoin, and in a year, they became billionaires. They made $2 billion. $2 billion. That's why the company Gemini, which is an exchange company, is called Gemini. They own it.
Wow.
That I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Okay, so Daryl, let me ask you a question, man, real quick.
Yes.
So seems like you're all the way into this Bitcoin, and that's great. Okay. And I never knew about it. Like I said, I'm the guy that wanted to see it. You know,
Yeah.
But before you got as adept into Bitcoin as you are right now, and we're talking about motivation, because I'm quite there's a lot of people that have been on this show actually that have professed about they know this, they know that is what is the other one? Bitcoin and what's the other one, Chris? Whatever.
Litecoin. You talking about the different coins or
no Forex?
Oh, Forex market. Yeah.
So you know you got these.
Y'all got to understand the Forex market, man.
But see, here's the thing, Daryl. Here's the thing.
Ooh.
These guys got on here. A couple guys got on here. I'm not calling the names, and if they're watching, sorry for you. Okay, you know that's we here to bust you out. Okay, but they got on here and said Forex was the wheel. Okay, but they couldn't. You know, I don't know anything about it, but they couldn't explain it. Asked questions, they could not explain it. For you, Daryl, my question is: when you got into Bitcoin, because it seems like you're very knowledgeable about it, what motivated you to get into that?
Shit, money. Straight up money, man. Straight up money. I mean, Gina, what else, huh? Huh? Look.
I knew he was going to say that. When you asked that question, I knew what his answer was going to be.
Come on, Gina. I see you smiling. What else? What else is it about? I mean, right?
Yeah. Well, let me explain my thing. When I first got into Bitcoin, and this was like in the early stages, and this what made me not really follow through on the Bitcoin situation when we called B. I couldn't pull out the amount of money that I wanted to pull out.
So what do you mean? You could when you said you couldn't pull out? Did it change?
So did
you pull it out? Did it change?
Not the rate change, but when I went to a Bitcoin machine to pull money out.
Ooh, now I've never done that.
I can only pull out a certain amount
at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an ATM.
Like an ATM is like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I'm the type of person like, let me walk into a bank. You know what I'm saying? And let me pull out this amount of money. You know what I'm saying? And when they only let you pull out a certain amount a day, that's what threw me about it.
Which, don't let that look. But that protects you too, brother. Check it out. Yeah. Check it out. This is why.
I have a question with that.
This is
when you're done
as a business person. If you pull out more than if you pull out $10,000, you're taxed for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Most definitely.
So when people pull out money, I'm talking about out of their Bitcoin accounts, you know, when they're trading platforms,
right,
connected to their card, ATM card.
Yes.
They pull out no more than $9,999.
That's facts. Yes.
So they're not taxed. because they get
But
taxed.
it wasn't even that much though.
I know you're talking about a regular ATM, but I'm just talking about where they got to protect you because they can't have you pulling out all your money because then everybody will do it and that'll break them.
Got you. Yeah, that's understandable.
You can't just pull out all the money. Like if somebody come in the bank and everybody pull out all their money every day, they pull out, it'll break the bank. So they got to keep it at a limit because you know why, brother?
Yeah. I mean, you know, they basically trade
investing your money.
Yeah, they trade 90% of our money on Wall Street.
Trading money. The banks are trading Bitcoin. The banks are trading Forex. The banks are trading stock market. They're investing in real estate. They're using your money, making up to 50 to 80% off your money every month. And then they give you back 1 to 2% a year.
Yeah.
Banks are the biggest rip-off business in the world.
That's what I'm trying to get in.
Run the world.
That's what I'm trying to get in.
Run the world. All politicians, all presidents got to bow down to the banks. So what you got to do in your own mind, you got to think, how can I act like a bank? So what do? This is why they keep the Forex market and the stock market and the Bitcoin market, why they keep this information away from you, although it's out there real strong on internet and it's out there, but you don't see it in commercial TV. They're telling you to go to school, get an education. They're giving you all the okie doke.
Yeah.
But the real deal, you remember what happened before the pandemic went down, Chris?
Which one? This one?
This one. Remember when it first went down with the lockdown? When the first lockdown happened?
Yes.
You remember, Rhonda? Do you remember what happened the day before?
No, remind me.
Does anybody remember what happened the day before with them politicians?
That's when the stock went down.
There you go. They sold. They sold their stock, and all them cats made multiple millions of dollars because they was told the pandemic the lockdown was about to happen.
Right.
They all sold and they made all this money. And then now you have all of the jobs, you know, the job loss, the brick and mortar and all that.
Yeah.
But guess what? The wealthy are still making money because what's happening? All the corporations, the big corporations, the toilet paper and all the survival stuff, all that stuff is making money. Then they leave McDonald's and all these essentials opens, you know, the essential junk food, and ain't nothing essential about it but poison. But they said McDonald's and Burger King, these are franchises that are around the world. These are the corporations, the owners, they're the controllers.
Yes.
You see, those are the real folks that run this thing. The real power is the business.
Yes.
Forex market. I'll give you an example. And people do not know this.
I damn sure don't.
The Forex market was started in 1958.
Right.
The reason why it was started is because Europe, America, and Asia, they was at war at each other every now and then. There you go, brother. What is it at now, Maurice? Let me know when you type in what the price is now, because people have been cashing out. You're absolutely right. It's all time. You got to know what you're doing. Maurice is on.
They normally cash out when they start dropping because
that's when you cash out. Yeah. And if it drop too low, see, we're gonna explain how that works, Chris, because people don't understand what we're talking about there. But I want to tell you about the Forex. When they started Europe, Asia, and America, they was at war with each other, right? All the at war, I mean actual battle, fighting, shooting, tanks, bombs, all that shit, right?
Right.
The business leaders of each country said, hey, whatever goes down, we got to figure out a way how we can all make some money. Bitcoin is $30,000 right now. Oh my God.
Y'all scaring me right now. Y'all scaring me, okay?
Oh my!
That's but see that's the thing about it is you gotta watch it like you watch the stock.
Let me finish this on the
go ahead.
On the Forex. They said, how can we continue to make money no matter what happens, whether we at war or whether we at peace? So they came together and created the Forex market. You notice I said Asia, Europe, and America. Who was left out? Africa.
Okay. Yeah.
They said, we're going to leave these Negroes out. We're going to make money together. Bitcoin is not Bitcoin, but the Forex market. Remember, that's currency, the money of a country. It's in pairs, right? The money of a country. That is a $4 trillion a day industry. The stock market is a $4 billion a day industry. What's 30,000?
Oh, the stock market.
The stock market is 4 billion. The Forex market is 4 trillion. So a day, because that's the money of a country where the stock market is the businesses of America.
Right.
What's more important, the businesses of a country or the money? The money.
No, the money of a country.
The money.
Yeah.
The money of the country, whether it's going up and down, it's the spending that's happening that day. Right?
Yeah, because the businesses attract that spending. Yeah, they attract that spending.
Currency, Bitcoin, commodities, Forex market, stock market, the charts all look the same.
Yes.
You always have support and resistance. Resistance up here, support is down here. When it breaks resistance, it's going down. When it breaks support, it's going down. When it breaks resistance, it's going up. So when you read the chart, you look at the history of it, where it's going, what it's done, because it's going to do what it do, right? And then you make the trade. Now, that's when you're trading. But now, because of the internet, you can join companies that are trading for you. You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
That are trading for you. That's what I have. I work with me and my brother. There's a young brother. I'm telling you, there's a young brother. People don't sleep on these young brothers. We got the thugs and the gangsters and all that. I get that. But there's some young people out there who are brilliant geniuses. There's a young brother that I work with that created a damn Forex robot. Listen to me carefully. A Forex robot and AI. I ain't talking about no what is that? The space shows a robot walking around, getting up, going to your computer and doing the trades.
Right.
The robot is in the system. It is programmed in a particular way. Conservatively, you can do high risk if you want, because you can adjust it. It's a robot and it makes the trades for you. A young brother created it, man.
Wow.
He's selling these robots around the world, and the thing brings you 30% returns every month.
Hey man, what
30%?
What name is?
Whether you put in $500, whether you put in $5,000, whether you put in $5 million, it's gonna give you. We did the last 2 months 30% each month. So the thing is crazy. Bitcoin right now is crazy, bringing us. Now the company I work with, they bring us 2.5 to 5% returns a week. Okay, 1879. So it went down a little. Yeah. It's kind of staying in between 16,000 and 19,000. Now that sounds, because when he said 30,000, I was like, what?
What?
Do you know how much money?
I said the same thing, because I was about to be like, hey, yo, D, let's get off here real quick. I'm about to see you there. 30,000.
But the thing is, y'all, in order to make money, you don't have to buy the whole Bitcoin.
Right.
You can put your money in a simple wallet.
What do you mean?
Like Coinbase.
What do you mean don't have to buy the whole Bitcoin?
Because people think Bitcoin, I got to buy a Bitcoin. I got to buy that Bitcoin at $18,000 to make some money. No.
Huh?
You can buy fractions, meaning, for instance, in the wallet, like Coinbase or Gemini, when you exchange, you hook it up to your bank account, you send them your cash. The exchange centers were in the company. Let's say, for instance, Gemini, you buy the Bitcoin into Gemini, and then you have it's Bitcoin. Now that means you can take that Bitcoin and you can invest in any company you want. They're an exchange center. However, even when it's in the wallet, as Bitcoin goes up, your money is going up. As Bitcoin goes down, your money is going down. But this is the trick, y'all. Right now, Bitcoin is what they call bullish.
Mm-hmm.
Bullish means going up. Bearish means going down. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bullish up, bear down. So when they say bullish, that means it may come down, but it's going to always go back up.
Right.
That means it's bullish. When it's bearish, it may go up, but it's going to always go back down.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when it's going down, you buy low.
Right.
And you sell high.
Like the
what does that
market.
mean? See, we got to break it down, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when people understand this, because they try to put it in a language so you won't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you understand the language, then you say, "Oh, this is what they've been doing." What?
Yeah.
Why they not teaching this in school? Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So now, when it goes down, like let's say Bitcoin goes down. We know it's bullish. We know it's gonna go up. So you look. See, Maurice knows what's happening. Just what he said. Bear is buy time. When it goes down, you buy.
Mm-hmm.
When it's down, you buy.
We just chilling, man. We get the education. Let me ask Daryl.
Well, let me finish.
Right.
We got to finish this part now.
Huh?
So when it goes up, you make all that money. You buy at 10,000, it goes up to 9,000, 19,000. You done made $9,000 because you knew how the charts work.
But isn't that a gamble, Daryl?
You got a robot that's doing it for you.
Daryl, let me ask you: Is that a gamble? Isn't that a gamble, though? I mean, it's like a game of chance.
I like that. Man.
I'm just happy.
But I think what Greg is saying too is that, like, for everybody, they may not have that kind of money to be able to gamble. I mean, I like playing at the casino, so I like to gamble a little bit myself. But sometimes you may not. But sometimes you may not have the kind of money you need on the level you needed, from what you're saying. Even if you put it in a wallet, that like Greg is saying, it could be a gamble. I think the fear, and again, I teach about fear and hope. It's two things you can't see, but you got to believe in one. Which one you gonna believe in?
Now, okay, let's go to gambling. Rhonda. Let's go to gambling.
Okay.
When you go gamble, right? You go gamble with. You don't care if you lose, right?
No, I go play some poker because I'm good at it.
You want to win.
I want to win, but
you're not crazy and trying to lose your shirt. You're not trying to lose your bra, right? Your blouse. You're not trying to, right? But you're going there to play to have fun, and if you lose, you ain't tripping.
Right.
Right? You're not tripping. You got enough. This is all the money I'm gonna use, and that's it. Because you're not addicted. Right? You lose that money. Let's say you go gamble with $500. You lose that $500. You done. Right. You not going. So now, a true gambler knows their game. So now you're not addicted. So you lose, so you cool. That's the way you look at investing. You only invest what you're willing to lose.
Well,
now you said money. You said how much? We don't have that big money. This is what I'm getting to. You can put $50 in your damn wallet, and as Bitcoin goes up, it's gonna go up.
Okay.
Because you're playing with fractions. You don't have to buy the whole coin. See, years ago, the big thing was mining. It was called mining.
Yes,
Mining.
exactly.
They would
That's
mine.
when I was. That's when I was into it. That's what
There
I
you
was
go.
into.
They would have all these machines in cold environments. I met a brother, Chris, in Atlanta. His brother he created his own mining machine in his house.
Wow.
And he was using up because it uses up all this electricity, right?
Yeah.
But he was making so much money off mining the Bitcoin that it was just making so much money. And he was so brilliant, he created his own. But mining became passe. The number one way to make money with Bitcoin right now is investing.
So
because
basically,
remember before, Chris, it wasn't on a chart. Remember, they didn't have a platform.
Exactly.
When you got a platform, that's when it was over. That's when, okay, Bitcoin has arrived. Cryptocurrency has arrived because they have a trading platform.
Right.
Well,
so
okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead, Rhonda. Go ahead.
You're going with.
So I think that like how we're used to certain things, change has to happen, right? But you hear so much that if everything went to Bitcoin and the people who we don't know who they are that runs it, what if one day they decide, I ain't giving you no money back? Like how you said, Chris, when you win, you can only pull so much out. So, and I understand you saying when you make an investment, just like with the stock market, you're taking a risk and you're hoping you turn some money over. And that's a smart thing to do.
About what happened in Las Vegas yesterday?
No, I probably was somewhere working.
with them unemployment cards.
What happened?
Bank of America controls that money, right?
Oh yeah.
People
controls
with
all of the unemployment cards.
16,000, and they looked up and wasn't nothing on it.
Wow.
So I'm saying, what to your question, Rhonda, when you said when your money disappears and you can't get it, that can happen anywhere.
I know. True.
Okay, that's why you want to get with a credible company. You do your research because cryptocurrency is just like any other opportunity. There's crooks out there who are out there to rip you off.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to look at a company. Who are they? Research, just like you research a stock. Their intrinsic value, how long they've been around, who's their leadership, who are they? That's why Gemini mentioned their history, because they're credible. See, they're in the public eye. Anybody in the public eye, normally, you have your exceptions to the rule. Normally, when they're in the public eye real strong, they're not trying to rip anybody off because they're going to jail. They trying to do it right. Now, government, now you got to watch out, because government, if they see you making too much money, they will come in and make up some laws to shut you down.
Trust me.
That's how cold government is.
I want a piece of everything.
They want a piece. Yeah. Right now, where I live, I've got these. They got all these weed shops. And they've like made the police have like made a low key undercover deal. They bust them like every 6 months, get their money, then they let them open back up, then they bust them again in 6 months.
Well, you know why, right?
Yeah, why?
Because they can't put their money in the bank, and if you don't have everything on your books up to date, they can take it. But if you notice, today the House passed a law that they're getting rid of all the marijuana charges.
I saw that. Are they gonna let them out of jail?
I don't know if they're gonna let them out of jail. They probably got them on something else, but
yes, Maurice.
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah. See, now you see what the UN did though.
What did they do?
What the UN did the other day?
No.
The UN said officially that marijuana is a medicine.
Well, you said what Mexico did, right?
Is a medicine.
Yeah, you know,
So that
Mexico.
means what? That means that all them brothers and sisters in jail are healers.
Yeah.
So we got all these healers in jail now.
So you
These
know, in Mexico,
Chris, before you say that,
Uh-huh.
hold your thought, okay? This is Dope Living TV, everybody. We're gonna definitely get to the core
Yeah.
of everything going on. So we're gonna take a quick 15-second pause, and we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, Daryl.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Rhonda,
I'm here, babe.
give me 15 seconds. Give me 10. Give me 5. 5 seconds.
Yo, what's up? We watching Dope Living TV. What you watching?
All right, now, come on.
Oh, that was cool, man. That was cool ass commercial, bro. I like that.
So you heard about what happened in Mexico also.
Tell me.
You know, Mexico passed dispensaries now. Now they're about to become the biggest source
Oh,
of cannabis that there is.
oh my! All the
Mexico's
marijuana
about
they
to
been
change.
running.
Mexico's about to change the whole game.
Oh, and they ain't gonna have the racism going on. Well, they may not let black Mexicans do it, but that's their own people.
Yes.
So they gonna get down. See,
Oh, yeah.
because here, like in down in Los Angeles, right? On Crenshaw. I mean, past Wilshire. I'm talking about down in Inglewood.
Yep.
They won't. Who's having the hardest time to open up shops is black folks. They will allow Armenians to come in the same community, open up these weed shops,
right?
With no problem. Black
Right.
folks got to go through all this red tape.
Yeah.
You ever see the shops in Beverly Hills and on Ventura Boulevard? You see how classy and upscale they are?
Yeah.
It's like these shops look like avant-garde, upscale. It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
You go to the hood, you go in the shop, you know, it's raggedy, got painted red, black, and green. You know, weed coming off, you know, everybody's smoking outside, inside. You know, they don't, it's like, you know, they do it hoodie.
One of the things when I was into the cannabis field, one of the things like in 2018 when I was in it, I got the scoop that all the Fortune 500 companies are about to come in and move the little people out the way. Pretty much what you were talking about, like in Forex and the stock market. So Forex,
I met a scientist, brother. A little white girl. We were on the train. She's a scientist. She's a young white girl, and she told me this was like 2 years ago. She said they're doing so much scientific studies on marijuana and finding so much healing around it that they're not even telling the world about it. Said what they're doing is creating all these businesses, all these, so they can manufacture all these products. And they say it's going to be a big influx around the world of cannabis products. And what are you seeing today? Everybody got a goddamn cannabis product. You can even go to 7-Eleven and buy cannabis pills. This thing is crazy.
So, you know what people
$1 trillion business.
You know what people don't know?
What's that?
That hemp is legal in all 50 states. So,
and if it ain't legal,
no,
they're gonna buy it.
Hemp is legal in all 50 states.
Cannabis, it may be legal in all 50 states.
Is cannabis legal in all 50 states?
No, not with THC is not.
So without the THC.
Hemp is without the THC. That's pretty much the medicine where they do all the research and then they add the THC for pain or for recovery. What is it called? Oh man, I can't remember the name of it right now. But it's the hemp part of it. It's the healing part of it. That's legal.
CBD.
Yeah, CBD. That's the name of it.
Yeah. CBD.
Yeah. So you can grow hemp with no THC in all 50 states.
Wow.
But once you add the THC, that's when. But with the law passing that they pass it right now,
brother, they gonna get that, man. Look, because of this pandemic, they got to keep you high, brother.
They have to.
Folks will tear this country down to the ground, brother. They're gonna have to, they got to keep you. You got to be high.
Yeah.
They already got them white kids on that mask.
Man, look.
Right? They got them. You know, that's worse than crack, man.
It's so much stuff that
they got them on that mask. They got them high. So, but what we want to do, we want to make this money.
Yes.
We want to take advantage of the opportunity that's out here right now. And each one of you, I could set you up and you'll be making money the next day. And you ain't got to do nothing but look at it. Okay. So when we done, I'm going to show you. And then you make your own decision what you want to do. And it's black folks.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Yeah, let me ask you this question. This week's show was about motivation. Could you give us some type of? I know your motivation.
Here we go, brother. Here we go. Here's the motivation for the day, brother.
You know what he gonna say?
Yeah, for Bitcoin, I know what the motivation is.
Here's the motivation for the day, brother. No, money is one thing, and that's great. But the main thing, the real wealth is in you.
Yeah.
The real wealth is in you. You got to have the mindset. See, Bitcoin can be $1 trillion. Cannabis can be a super $1 trillion. But if you don't see yourself being able to make that money with it, you ain't gonna never do it, and you can always watch other people do it.
Right.
You gotta, like Rhonda said, people don't want to change. The change first starts in your head. First starts in your head. You do your research, right? You do your research, then you get it. Yep, we have all. There you go. And then you get up. You get your head together. You get positive, like this pandemic. A lot of people looking at the pandemic as a negative, but there's also a positive about it because people got to go home. They got to get still. It's breaking up relationships and it's creating relationships. Because you know who's in your corner, who got your back. Because you got to be around these people every day now. Okay? Right. Your wife, your relatives, you see who you really like. Because when we was going leaving the house all the time and working and going, we didn't have to see them folks every day. We didn't have to tolerate them. But once you got to talk,
I said that's messed up though. When you got to hang around your husband and wife a little longer, you're like, oh Lord Jesus.
I know, Rhonda, but we got to learn how to deal. So now, look at the pandemic and don't get into the fear. Like as a comedian, I talk about the shit. I can't help it. Dick Gregory and my father, they taught me current events. I'm addicted to current events because of that. I can't help it. I came up watching the comedy world, doing comedy. So when I see a current event, because people be tripping, you about the money. I said, I can't help it. I've been doing it. It's like it's like a glove on the hand. I can't help. I got to talk about it. Right. You know, so, but I do that, but now I use it. I use it and I bring it back to the money. I use it to get people to the page. Then I talk about the money. Then I talk about motivation, because motivation and inspiration, it's got to start within. Right now, we've got to be so excited about the opportunities that are available right now because we're in a reset. The money ain't in the old bottles no more.
Right.
Money is in new bottles. Cannabis, Forex market, Bitcoin, technology, being an entrepreneur. People are realizing they are the wealth. Like all of you on here, Chris, Rhonda, Greg, just your energy, just your personalities. Y'all are worth so much money.
Chris
and
got more money.
And the knowledge that you have. Don't you see a whole lot of folks who are making money? You be like, they're not smarter than me.
Right. How?
Right?
How they doing
yes, all the time.
They ain't got more charisma than me. They ain't got more cool. They ain't got more swag than me. But they're making money. What did they do? They tuned into the prosperity consciousness. They tuned into the millionaire mind. They tuned into the wealth consciousness, which is a frequency. which is a vibration. See, poverty is a vibration. You ever go to a ghetto, an inner city, or a trailer park, and you feel a poverty vibe? You just feel the vibe. Your energy just you feel the vibe. And then when you go into an upscale neighborhood, right? Nice name, your energy lifts up. You feel another energy, another vibe, because it's a money frequency. That neighborhood, they're gonna make sure they got businesses in their area. They're gonna make sure they're prosperous. It's a different kind of energy, and that energy in that field is coming into your head too. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, you want to get into a frequency of positivity. While everybody's in the fear, you start getting courageous. While everybody's in the hate, you start getting into love. While everybody's into negativity, you get into positivity. While everybody's into drinking and drugging and tripping, you getting your health together, you getting your mind together, you getting your fitness together, so you can be the best that you can be, because it's like this is an initiation process. Those who make it through are going to be stronger. There's going to be a lot of people who are not going to survive. It is what it is.
Let me share something a very wise woman told me, Daryl. And that wise woman is Rhonda Knight. She told me, and I want to say she was more of a publisher. She was a mentor. She taught me a lot. She taught me a lot about being an author. She schooled me. I'm going to be honest. She schooled me because I knew absolutely nothing. But one thing that always resonated that you told me, Rhonda, is that when you start a new venture, you always create a new flow of income. You don't use your money and dump it in that venture. You create a new flow of income, which is why I do so many things, the books, and then the characters, and then the real estate, and then, you know, all the different things that I do, so that I can create that new level of income so that I can start a new venture.
Multiple streams of income.
And what you were talking about, Daryl.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Is that feeling? That's that Hertz frequency. That's what it is.
Whoa!
That's exactly what it is.
Hertz frequency. I hope y'all listen to them Hertz frequencies on YouTube. It works. It works.
It actually works. Like I sleep with that on.
There you go. That's why you smiling. I can see the you smiling. That's what it do. That's what it do. That's the frequency. This whole show. This whole show that you all got here and the personalities, y'all got a frequency going on. There's a particular vibration going on that attracts certain people. When the brother, who was that? That was you who hit me up in the inbox, right?
Yeah.
What I responded to was your frequency. There's a lot of people that like want me to do this, but I look at this, I mean, nah, I don't want to do that. But your frequency is like it just felt right. I said, yeah, we're gonna do this. Okay, because I'm in the frequencies, I'm in the vibrations and what I feel, and said, I'm gonna move with this because it feels right. Because that's where we're at now. Frequencies, vibration. And black folks always know, y'all know what I'm talking about when we say, girl, you got that vibe. You know, I'm vibing on you. You know, that's that frequency.
Well, Daryl, Greg had a question for us, and then I want to make a comment too about the frequency.
Yeah.
What I wanted
to
say was basically, this is what this, and Daryl basically already said, it's what this platform is about, man. We have different varying occupations, careers that we have, and we all vibe together. Nobody, you know, we all agree to disagree, and nobody's having no butt ass feelings about it. You know, everybody's happy with it, all right? You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you and Rhonda coming on here to share your adventures, I'll call it, okay, and your wisdom. It's what we do on this show, and that's what we're going to continue.
Oh, Rhonda was a guest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's all good. It's all good. But this, hey, Daryl,
Right on, Rondo. Okay.
Daryl, this is Freestyle
Yeah,
Friday.
that's all right, Daryl.
Yeah, this Freestyle Friday.
We
So
let it out.
when you said Wednesday, we come on Friday, I was like, well, we can come on Friday. We can talk about Bitcoin, Forex, all.
But Rhonda had a question for you, Daryl. Go ahead, Rhonda.
Well, I was going to say what you call frequency. I think, and I know you're talking about the vibe, and we all know, you know, as you said, as a culture, what we mean when we say that. But I think, like with Gina, what I find, even when I publish, because I have a publishing company too, as we talked about multiple streams, people who come to me, they tell me the stories like Gina. Like they said, I tried other people. They may have even published already, but they decide I don't want them anymore. I want to go with you. So what you have inside, and when we talk about self-motivation, when you get yourself where you need to be spiritually or within, you don't realize how much positive is drawn, you know, comes your way, and people see it and they feel it and they want to be a part of it, and then it takes you to a higher level. But what you don't want to do is get caught up in self again, where you are like, oh, it's all about me, I did all that by myself. No, go back to being humble and you know, being that real person inside, and you know, just being thankful for who you are and that you're able to do some things. And
well, you said, stop right there.
Okay.
That's the frequency right there. There's no frequency stronger than being thankful and appreciative.
Yeah.
If you start being appreciative, like right now, like what Greg just did, his statement was an appreciation of all y'all, all of us. That was an appreciation. So what that did, if you notice, that created a vibration. You felt it. It was like, woo.
Yeah.
Because appreciation and thankfulness and appreciation for yourself, appreciation for the people you're working with. And you have to, if you can, when you wake up in the morning, consciously think of things that you're thankful for, grateful for, and appreciative about. And if you do that for 5-10 minutes, your whole day will be different because you're coming out with a vibration and a vibe, and you're going to attract those.
And you won't covet your neighbor either.
And that's one thing.
What you say, Gina?
I said, and you won't covet your neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's one thing. And that's one thing that I've learned about Hertz, Killer Hertz.
Hertz is deep.
All of that, because it comes to the fact, like with me doing music, producing music, doing music, I know what frequencies to let off. Certain things that you talk about is going to give you that vibe. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things that really got me into like meditation. Meditation is
doing all that?
Yeah.
Do you know if you listen to jazz and you listen to gangster rap, isn't that two different frequencies?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and people don't think a lot of people don't realize that resonates your mind. That really dictates how you act.
Yes.
When it comes to, you know, young men with long hair, braids, and that's setting their character. And a lot of people don't realize that, oh, he got long hair. That's not making him act like a thug. All of that does dictate your character.
But you know what it is with the long hair, what people don't realize, and we can take this back to the olden time. We as Black people are supposed to have long hair. We're never supposed to really cut our hair because our strength is in our hair.
Yeah.
But
heard what she just said. I want to let's deal with what you just said, because that's real important.
Yeah.
Because you can take that a few ways. Yes, the hair, Gina, is very powerful. The hair is antennas, and the hair is receiving vibrations. It's not the braids per se. It's the braids receiving the vibration, but those same braids can also receive positive vibration. You hear what I'm saying? I mean, because it depends who you are. Because if you don't have the right mindset and you just playing, it's going to receive anything you put in your environment. If you play gangster, and you got long hair, your hair is going to receive. And then it's going to go into your scalp. If you put on positive, that long hair is going to receive that positive. So it's not the hair.
Y'all
The hair is a conduit.
Yeah.
It's like what you say?
Greg, let me see your hair, Greg. Let me see your hair.
I said, y'all messing me up right now. I got mine tucked in. I got mine tucked in.
Okay.
No, I don't. Y'all gonna hate me, boy.
Yeah. Well, if you we gotta do what we got to do. If you don't have no hair, monks cut their hair.
I'm on it. I got hair on it.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Whatever you got, they cut the hair. You still got portals in your head. You still receiving information. But hair is living. Hair is not dead. When it's on your head, it's living.
Yeah.
It's living. That's why in the old voodoo days, they would cut your hair and put a hex on it because they said get some of that. Make sure you get some of his hair. DNA. They put because it's connected to your DNA. Well, you can look in a microscope and see your whole pattern of who you are through your hair.
Y'all come real hard right now, for real.
So we don't want to limit hair.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I was saying, like, because, like you said, the hair is the antennas.
Yeah.
The frequency, like he said, the frequency that hits, like when you hear people say, I have to be in the mood for gangster rap, you know what I'm saying? Or I got to be in a mood to listen to jazz. You know what I'm saying? That's the frequency. That's the antennas. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm feeling something. I'm about to do something terrible. Wait, hold on. Let me put some jazz on. It changes your whole frequency.
It does.
Hey, you remember I don't know if you all, Rhonda, maybe Chris, do you all remember when we used to call each other, Chris brothers, when we used to call each other money? What's up, money?
Yeah.
Do y'all remember that? Do you remember how beautiful that was?
Yes.
What's up, money? Yeah. I used to love that. I used to love that.
The abbreviation because you look like money.
Yeah, that's what it was. You look like $1 million.
They call me
What's up, money? What's up, money? I would love to bring that back. I love that one. That was my favorite because that put a frequency,
right. Greg said
a vibration on us.
Call me Miss Money.
Yeah. There you go.
Exactly.
We want to say, "What's up, bro?"
Hey, Daryl. Daryl, if you take
what's up, poverty?
If you take one out of your name, man, you Daryl Money.
Yeah, Money, man. Hey, man, my name. I'm glad you said that. I always say, money is 2 O's, so it's long money.
Right.
But I did research. My name, Daryl, first name in Hebrew means rich.
True.
In East India, Mooney means wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, so when you say my name, you're saying rich wealth.
Hey, I feel you, money.
You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do. So Dick Gregory told me when we used to have so many conversations, and I remember I asked Brother Dick. I said I came to him. We was on the phone. And I said, brother, what are we gonna do with black people? What we gonna do? I said, black folks are so. I was talking about how do we mix black folks knowing who they are, right? Where they have pride and dignity about their greatness, about their history, about their present and about their future, and then also come out of poverty consciousness into wealth consciousness. And he said, Brother Mooney, that's your job. He said, that ain't my job. That's your job. I did my thing. I did what I was supposed to do.
Oh, that's right.
Because I used to look, because I met Dick in the early 80s. And when I was around Dick, I always had visions of Dick Gregory. He was so powerful to me.
He was an icon.
I always had visions of him lifting up a wall and letting all the brothers and sisters run through while he held the wall up. What does that mean? Psychological, because we got to interpret dreams. That means while everybody was being ignorant, he was the one getting all the information and leading the charge until we was ready.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when as he got older, he started schooling folks to let folks know what they're supposed to do. This is what your job. This is what he told me what my job is, because I thought I was close to Dick, right? I thought I was close to Dick. Then I found out there was a whole lot of people that was close to Dick. All right. I mean, this dude was like living the life of like 5 people. Okay. And so, and my father, what I learned from him, because my father was coming up in the industry and watching him work with Richard Pryor and all of them. And when I was coming up and when I was working, seeing Richard and my father and all that they was going through in Hollywood and all these wealthy folks in Hollywood, these white directors and these producers and all, I mean, the wealth in Hollywood is crazy. I thought that wealthy people were crazy. I was 19 years old. I thought when you made money, it drove you crazy. I didn't know, because Richard was crazy before he made money. He just stayed crazy. But I thought the money, what money does is you have access to excess.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying? You have access to excess when you have money. So whoever you are, you're going to be more of it when you have money. So it is important, Rhonda, Chris, Gray, Gina, when you start making money, that you keep developing yourself.
Yep.
You be more than your money. Don't let your money be greater than you. Always be greater than your money. The money doesn't create you. You create the money. Now, if you keep that in your head, you'll stay humble. You won't get into excess. I mean, you're gonna have your fun. Don't get me wrong. But I'm talking about where you having too much goddamn fun, where you ain't doing your work no more. Right. You ain't getting up and doing your business. But go on, Chris.
Go ahead.
Now, when Chris said he was going to try to get you on here, right? I was like, okay. And I looked you up, and I said he looked really familiar. All right.
There's 2 of them.
I know. Right. You have a twin brother, correct?
Yes, my brother Dwayne.
And you and Gina, Rhonda, and our listening audience, y'all might not know this, okay? But if you're of our age, then you'll know, and then you'll be like, God damn it, that is him. He was in The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Any of y'all see that movie?
Yes.
Which movie? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, we didn't hear you.
The Fish
That Saved Pittsburgh.
Ah, okay.
It's a basketball movie.
Dr. J.
Starring Dr. J.
Okay.
It's a long time ago.
It's called The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Was that in the 70s?
Yes, 1978 and 79.
79, right.
Okay.
That movie,
the first basketball movie I ever saw.
Man, that was man. We had so much fun there, man.
It was Earl, Cornbread, and me.
There you go. Good memory, man. And Dr. J is like the cool. Dr. J is everything that you see that he is. He is.
Class act.
Look, 2 years ago, man. 2 years ago, me and my brother. No, this is really about 5 years ago. When I mean 2 years ago, my brother and I did a show, entertained at an NBA function. At an NBA function, and Dr. J was. I hadn't seen Dr. J since the early 80s. He saw me and Dwayne. There was a line where he was signing autographs. He stopped everything, and told me and Dwayne to come here to him. Said, I haven't seen y'all in so long. He started repeating all the damn lines in the movie.
Wow. That's all right.
Wow.
You hear what I'm saying? He started repeating all the lines in the movie. I don't know, when you see the movie, you see when we're playing, because we was playing real ball. We was playing, it wasn't a lot of that little fake stuff. They had us run for a whole month up and down the court playing ball. And so they was waiting to put me and my brother in on the bench, because we made them get all the twins in the city in Pittsburgh, so we could have a little twin section in the audience. Right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, we did, because they let us do all kind of stuff. The director, Gil, what was his name? Gil. He was the one that won the He won the Emmy Award for Bruce. I forget his last name. Gill something. He was on coke every. Well, I won't tell it. Let me not even. Maybe it's best I'm not saying his name. He was coked up every day. So he would let me and Dwayne just make up lines because the lines were so corny, right? So he would just let us make. He said, "Go and do. Y'all just do what you do." So we got to be able to get off. We was making up lines and doing our thing at the ball, and so when we was playing the ball, though, so we on the bench because we was the little guys. All these big old 6 foot, 7 foot. Kareem was out there.
Yeah.
And then the fans was like, put in the Twins. They wanted to see us play, right? Because it was mostly young people, so we was the only young people in it, right?
Right.
Man, and we got in the game, man. We started turning it out, just rock. Because we've been playing ball all our lives.
Right.
When we auditioned, remember in the movie they had the hoods when we came down from the balloon and we had the hoods, right? When we came in auditioning for the movie, we came in with these red outfits with hoods.
Wow.
With hoods, with red, white, and blue balls. We had to play against Cheech and Chong. We had to play against the Hagler brothers and a whole bunch of teams that were known at the time. And we whooped all their ass. And then they had us play Dr. J and Meadowlark Lemon. Right?
Wow.
Meadowlark was old.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So we whooped his ass. We're playing. We beat them 13 we were ahead 12-10 because Meadowlark was old.
Right.
Dr. J was just relaxing doing his thing. He wasn't really playing,
Right.
We beat them, but the ego of them, they didn't want us to tell nobody that we beat them. Because we beat them because Dr. J, I stepped on Dr. J's foot and twisted my ankle, and then the game was over, and we was ahead. And they took us to lunch that day, Dr. J and Meadowlark Lemon. They was telling us, don't tell nobody that we beat them. Because they was embarrassed about it. But we were bad. I mean, we were no joke. That's all we did all our lives was play ball. But it was all that role, Chris, because after I did that role, I didn't play ball no more.
Wow.
That was it. I didn't even want to play. I was like,
well, I mean, that's
I didn't play with Kareem. I didn't play with I didn't play with Meadowlark Lemon. I didn't play with we had Bob Lanier out there. We had some heavyweights out there. I didn't play with her. I was done. It was like all my type of playing ball was for that role.
Yeah, that's pretty much like a bucket list. You played against people that you see all the time,
That's the movie. That's the movie.
There was some iconic people. You had Flip Wilson.
Yeah.
Flip Wilson, Jonathan Winters.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look at the movie now. I'm sure I saw it back then, but now I want to go back and look at it.
Debbie Allen.
That was a cast in that movie.
Margaret Avery, Dee Dee Bridgewater.
Cast that was in the movie.
Yeah, that was one of the first basketball movies my father showed me when I was young.
Yeah, and it's called The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh because we're all Pisces.
Yeah,
right. So they're all Pisces.
Because I'm a Pisces.
All these different people from backgrounds, crazy folks, the twins, the Indian guy, the dude who played Showing Up, Julius Carey III.
Yeah,
Truth. He played Jamal Truth. In the movie, he was in The Last Dragon and Showing Up.
Yeah, Showing Up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. He was Jamal Truth. That was his first movie.
Wow.
And the twins, they loved us so much on set, they didn't even call us by our real name. They just said Truth and the Twins, y'all coming on set today. Right. Yeah. So you remember that park scene when Dr. J was in the park doing the slam dunk, they were doing the slow motion? Man, that right there was one of the most beautiful things to watch. If you saw it in person, it was like, man, Dr. J, well, you already know. I know Chris. Well, Craig, y'all know how bad Dr. J was.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, Dr. J was
my dad used to take me to the games every time the Meadowlark Lemon, every time they played, he would take me. That's how I got into sports. My dad used to buy the season tickets to the NBA every year.
Wow.
And he would buy tickets and he would go to some of the games, but he would sell some of his seats. Like what he bought them for.
I like that.
So that's all of these things impacted me growing up, not knowing that they were. But as a young girl, I couldn't been no more than 12 years old going to these games with him and listening to him, sell these tickets and wheel and deal, getting these tickets so that he would buy. And every time the first day they came for sale, they would sell out in like a week. The first day they would come on sale, he would snatch them.
Yeah, that's
wow. One of the things I remember, Chris, and you'll appreciate this.
Go ahead, Darren.
You'll appreciate this, Chris. You remember Connie Hawkins?
Yes, most definitely.
He was in the movie too, right? The first day we came on, a medicine ball, right? Him and Dr. J was looking at whose hands is the biggest. Right. This is one of them private moments. It was just us, right? They wanted to see who could pick up the medicine ball. Connie Hawkins reaches down to pick up the medicine ball. He couldn't pick it up. He couldn't hold it. Dr. J picked it up off the ground, held it up in his face, a medicine ball, brother, in one hand. So when you see Dr. J doing all them dunks, with that one hand, that boy had the strongest arm. That's underrated. He could hold a medicine ball with one hand and grip it.
That's one of the things I liked about Jordan. Go back to what Jada was talking about. That's what my grandfather used to do, was buy season tickets. So I used to go to Bulls games like before Jordan got there in '83. You know what I'm saying? With Orlando Woodridge, Reggie Theus, John Macy, Granville Waiters.
Your sound, Chris. Something's with your sound.
Your sound, brother.
Yeah, it changed.
It's like the microphone.
You hear you sound like you're making a record with the telephone voice.
Yeah. Did he disappear?
We didn't ask you to leave.
Yeah, and hurt his feelings, Greg.
I'm gone.
Yeah. He was talking about Michael. But yeah, man. So motivation, man. Greg, you back on, Chris? What happened now?
Yeah,
we got. Yeah, okay. We hear you now.
Yeah, no. But what I was saying was the same thing you were talking about there. I was like, that's the way Jordan was. You know what I'm saying? His hands were so big, and Kawhi Leonard is another one just playing right now. Their hands are so big, it's ridiculous. Whoa. Like I seen Jordan palm a watermelon and pick it up. He palmed a watermelon on it's on YouTube. You can look it up. He picks it up and then he just holds it with his pinky and his thumb.
Oh my God.
And I was like, man, this dude can't be real.
This is just some unbelievable stuff. When you see this stuff, you really see like they're superheroes, man.
Yeah.
What they can do is incredible. These are the same brothers in Africa that could jump. You know how you see them cats that can jump way up in the air? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine what they the warriors that they would have been? So these guys are like superheroes, man. And but you realize that and that gives us some motivation. Back to motivation, Rhonda.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How do you become a superhero? Again,
when you look at athletes, when you look at athletes and what they do and the time and the commitment they put into it. Look at LeBron James, spends over $1 million and his whole regime, his whole wellness regime. $1 over $1 million a year.
You also have to realize is you can get people to get to that level and fall back down, because they don't have the right energy and they don't have the right vibe and they don't have the right circle around them. So even though they may get up there, you got to know how to stay up there.
You got to have some self stuff.
It's mental for real.
It's mental for real stuff.
Can I make a comment on that too?
In the bubble, everybody was falling mentally.
Yes.
LeBron, Kobe would have did the same thing. They just locked in and just said, "Forget it. I'm a master where I am," and that was all mental. Because you saw LeBron just got stronger.
Yeah.
Everybody else was getting weaker.
Yeah.
Everybody else is getting weaker. And I'm like a Jordan dude. Jordan is my dude. But when I see LeBron's mentality, I'll be like, LeBron is deep. Now, Mike, ain't nobody mess with Mike's game.
Nobody.
Mike's game is like, you look at the highlights today, Mike was every play was a highlight damn near.
Yeah.
Especially when he was young. You look at don't nobody have the what do you say, the volume of highlights that Mike got. Mike just over and over and over and over.
That's never ever going to be matched either. Rhonda, you were saying something?
But I'm saying, Rhonda, we can be super athletes and superheroes in whatever environment or whatever work or whatever we are doing, and we can learn from athletes. Their commitment to greatness is amazing. That's why I love listening to the interviews, because the interviews, they tell you their mentality. You know, the Mamba mentality, the killer instinct mentality, the focus, the awareness, the understanding structure and plays, and then improvising. It's like when you write, Rhonda, you set up a structure when you write, and then you create. You like create, you have your combination of left brain and right brain. You balance it out and you create your masterpiece. So it's like author Gina, when you're writing your books, when you write a book, it's a certain way that the book is written, structure, that a book is put together. That's like in a sports environment. Basketball, there's certain rules and regulations. Football, there's certain rules and regulations. And these athletes go in there and master the environment. That's the same thing with us. We got to do. You got to come in with that energy that you're going to compete, not in a negative way. You compete because it betters you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Competition doesn't have to be a negative competition like in martial arts. You compete to get better. Because you're truly only competing with yourself. The person you're competing with is just a reflection of you, so you can get better, because you can learn from your competition, right? You ain't got to hate when people get past you and they go beyond you and they're most successful. Learn what they did.
Right.
Learn from them. Stop hating. Learn. Like a lot of people hating on brother Kevin Hart on his last special. Hey man, who in the hell has ever done a special in the living room? And I'm not a big fan of Kevin Hart's comedy, but because myself, I'm more of a like George Carlin, Paul Mooney, Nick Cruz, Dave Chappelle. That's my kind of comedy. I like consciousness. I like people talking about politics. I like that stuff. But I got to give brother Kevin his props, because not only what he does on stage, but what he does off stage. All the brothers that he done propped up and that he done brought along with him, and all the work that he gives, I just got to give him love. Then he had the nerve to go do his comedy in the living room without really rehearsing and practicing.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I loved it though. I mean, I don't think it was one of his best comedy shows, but the fact that he did do that.
He didn't get to practice, man.
Yeah.
He didn't get to practice. If he would have practiced and been able to work out, it would have been better. But it's like, then now let's look at another person, Rhonda. You'll love this. Let's look at what my man Mike Tyson did. Look at Mike Tyson's journey. You can't get motivated by that. All of us here over 40.
I was ready to get in the ring too after seeing that.
Hey, look, I threw 3 shadow punches and that hurt, and I sat down. I was like, I see what they got to go through.
Hey, Rhonda
Tyson coming from a gangster. Remember, he was the baddest man on the planet fighting. He fell down. He was doing the drugs, and he fell off, and he got his butt whooped. Then he turned his life around, became a humble brother, more humble, more insightful, wanted to get back to boxing, and now he's one of the most beloved people in the world.
Yes.
People love Mike Tyson now.
And the crazy part about it too is that he has knowledge now.
Knowledge.
When you hear Mike speak now,
oh,
so much gems that he dropped is
oh
ridiculous.
my God.
Hey,
and 54 years old, and I say that, Rhonda, as motivation, because here's a 54-year-old man who makes a comeback and has an impact on society like he never had before. That just shows you don't ever have to stop.
True.
You don't ever have to stop. You
Joe,
don't.
I love that you keep calling my name, and I like to say yourself to me. But I would want to jump in there and agree with you on some stuff. But you're a talker. You're real good. I love you talking. And that's a good thing. You got a lot of wisdom. I love what you've been sharing with us. But I just want to say I'm so in agreement with you on a lot of things. And even before you came on, the one thing that I was talking to Greg about, and Gina and Chris at that time, was about the mindset and the heart side. So it has to be a mind and a heart thing, because what you think in your heart is going to connect with what you have in your mind. And then it also is, like I mentioned, and some things that tie in with what you're saying, it's a process that you have to exercise to keep yourself in that place you need to be mentally to do the things that you need to do. And we can do all things, y'all. We can do all things. You got to believe and know.
What process do you do?
You said what process?
What's some personal processes that you do? Simple stuff that you can share with us.
I talk to myself. I tell myself, like, look, you're not gonna have no negative thoughts today, okay? Look, whatever that is, you ain't gonna put that in your mind. You're gonna think about the things that you have to do. Now, what you gonna do now? What you gonna do today? What you gonna work on? And so I motivate myself. I'm not lying. I talk to myself, and I take myself out of the place, because we all go through the moments when we have a little sadness, and I'm like, nope, not today. When am I going to work on it? Yeah, so it's
love it.
Put in you gotta encourage yourself.
I love it. You do a heart-mind connection.
Yep.
Right. And then you talk to yourself, and you motivate yourself. You talk yourself out of the negativity into the positive. Like that?
Yes, definitely.
Applause. What she does. What she just said.
What I want to add, though,
there are people making millions of dollars.
I'm not sure if you were on, girl, when I told everyone that she published my books. And so,
how many books you have, Gina?
I have 5 children books.
Yeah.
And one of the things I wanted to just piggyback off of what you just said, Rhonda. You do that to yourself to motivate to motivate yourself. But she passes that positive energy on to other people. She motivated me as an author coming out in the industry that knew absolutely nothing. And she passed that energy on to me to educate me. And now I pass it on to other authors that I come in contact with. And I help them get their books out there. And I do different events to help them be seen. So I learned that from her. And I'm passing it on to others.
What city are you in?
What
city are you in?
I'm in Georgia. I'm in Georgia, a suburb of the ATL.
Gina, where you at?
I'm in Gary, Indiana.
Oh, do you all know Dr. Rosie Milligan?
Who?
You ever heard of her?
No.
She does the Black Authors on Tour.
Okay.
No, I'm not familiar with her.
Yeah, you all need to tune in to her. Tune in to her.
Okay.
She does the Black. People said you do that, you sell a lot of books. You'll have you speak and everything.
Yeah. And Gerald, just to share something else with you too. So something you would know about me is that at 46, I could have been dead. Someone tried to kill me. So I survived attempted murder and rape. And when I was 46, I'm going on 47. And although I'm only 39 right now, I don't know how that happened. No.
Somebody tried to kill you?
They tried to kill me. I got stabbed in my left eye a lot, but I didn't lose my eye. I don't have nerve damage. I'm not blind in my eye. The doctors couldn't understand how my eye could heal perfectly when that happened, because they said when something goes in the eye, it pulls something out. But I have to give the glory to God. He brought my eye back to normal. I mean, he let it heal normally. This person kept trying to cut my throat. They planned that's how I was going to die. I don't know if you can see the scar on this hand, and then some scars on my arm. Everywhere that his knife impacted, cut my skin open very easily. But every time he tried to cut my throat, God would not let that knife cut my throat. So when I say I'm a miracle sitting here, I'm a miracle sitting here. And so I wrote a book called Blessed Survivor. And as I shared with our listeners and the people on here with us, that God allowed my story to be sold and read in 4 countries within the first 6 months of it coming out. So I've sold books in the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and France. And I want to tell you, when we talk about motivation, self-motivation, guys, let me tell you something. As I mentioned in the beginning, Greg, what I went through was 2 major things, and you guys don't understand. When you go through something like attempted murder, I had PTSD. I was afraid of everybody. I didn't want to come out of my house. I thought everybody was going to try to kill me. I had crying spells. I would jump out of my skin. So much was going on. I couldn't remember anything. So much went along with that, surviving those 2 horrific things. It's one thing with the attempted murder. It's a whole nother thing with rape. I felt so embarrassed from that, even though it wasn't my fault. I felt that everybody could, if they looked in my eyes, would know what happened to me. There's a whole lot that goes on spiritually and mentally and physically with you when you survive a crime. But during that time, I told myself, I would talk to God. I'm like, God, you kept me. I know it was you, nobody else. But I would say, let me just stay in this cocoon, Lord God, until I heal. And when I heal, I'll emerge as a beautiful butterfly, and I'll do all the things you want me to do. And guess what? Even though I said that to God, if someone called me and said, hey, I need you to come speak for the police department. I need you to come speak for this organization. I need you to come speak to this men's group that are perpetrators. Wherever there was an avenue, I would get up and I'd go and speak. And I would come back home and I'd get back in my cocoon. And just to tell you how awesome, when you believe in a higher power, and I believe in God, when I used to say I wanted to be, stand there until I became a butterfly, it took 3.5 years to write that book, because I would write a little bit, put it down, write a little bit, get sad, put it down. 3.5 years in the making. But at one point I felt that I needed to get that book out by a certain time before the new year came in. And that was in October of 2010 and going into 2011. When I released that book, I went to a doctor's office with my daughter who was pregnant, and I started talking to a lady who wanted me to come and speak. And my daughter went in the back. So I spoke to her for a moment, and then I said, well, let me go back there with my daughter. She's going to think I abandoned her. So I went to go grab the handle to go in the back. And that lady said, ma'am, can I tell you one more thing? I said, yeah. She said, you look like a beautiful butterfly. Now, y'all know, don't nobody tell nobody they look like a butterfly. And that was God telling me, you've emerged as that butterfly that you wanted to be. That all that healing has, that he's done something in me to bring me to that level, to be that butterfly that I said I wanted to emerge and be. I couldn't believe that she said that, because, have y'all ever had somebody tell somebody that? No, that was a message particularly for me. So just a little bit about me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I had a wife named Butterfly.
Aww.
that passed away, and taught me a lot about butterflies.
I love butterflies.
And the, you think about it when you talk about what is a butterfly? What is a butterfly? Before it's a butterfly, it's a caterpillar, right?
Yes.
Right.
Think about it. A caterpillar that crawls on the ground inch by inch by inch by inch by inch by inch, creates that cocoon, gives birth in that little ugly caterpillar, gives birth to itself in that cocoon, and busts out of that cocoon. And you can't punch it, because you can't make it come out too soon.
Right.
It's got its own time. Like you just said, you had your own time till you could come out. You had to heal. You had to build. That cocoon is built, cracked open. A beautiful butterfly comes out.
Yes.
Think about it. Was a caterpillar. Now that butterfly, do you know a butterfly can fly across the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah, that's deep. That's
A
deep.
caterpillar that can walk inch by inch. Go into a cocoon. And they can fly, and it's beautiful.
Right. You can soar
across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
That is miraculous. And that happens every day.
Amen. That's right.
And that's all of us. So it's a reflection of all. We go within. When we go within our cocoon, we cocoon ourselves. We tune into our greatness that's within. Because the greatest part of us is our greatness and are tuned into that infinite spirit that's within us. We tap into that, like Brother Chris said on the meditation, because affirmation and prayers, when we talk to the Creator, when we meditate, is when we listen.
That's so true.
Listen, be still and know that I am.
That's right.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. And when we get into that, we get into our greatness, and all this external stuff doesn't mean, because we're living from the inside now rather than from the outside.
And Daryl, guess what? I was sharing too before you came on, is that I just heard as I was getting ready to do something on a Sunday, and I heard a voice say live. And I said, okay, that's the word I'm going to teach on today, is to live,
On
not
Sunday?
to let. And live means to be in a place of peace and love, walking in there. When you say I'm going to live, you're forgetting all about the negative around you. You're forgetting all about the things you're dealing with. You're telling yourself, regardless of what's going on, I am going to live, and I'm going to walk in that, because I'm going to walk in peace, and I'm going to walk in love, and I'm not going to let anything bother me. And if it tries to, guess what? I'm going to tell it, I'm about to live. I'm living. God said I'm going to live, and I'm going to live.
And
And
that's
nobody
a good
take
thing.
your hat.
And that's a good thing, because one of my, at a young age, like people say, you too quiet, you too nonchalant. At a young age, music was my therapy. Anything I went through, I wrote a song about. I probably didn't record it, but I wrote a song about it to get it out my system. And that's one of the things, and that's one of the things that you did, Rhonda. You know what I'm saying? But you writing that book, you was getting it out instead of having bottled inside of you. You know what I'm saying? And the way Daryl just explained the caterpillar, you know what I'm saying? The caterpillar part was you going through what you went through, the rape, you being at home.
I actually have Blessed Survivor, and I'm writing 2 other books, but I also have written a series of children's books with 4 of my 5 daughters. It's called the Helpville Learner Series, and it's a series of books to help kids deal with tough issues in a kid-friendly way. The motivation in doing that is because when I would speak across the country, I would hear different people say, when I was a kid, this happened, or when I was a child, that happened, and I never told anybody. So those people grow up with mental health issues because what happened when they were a kid. So our goal is to help a child not to have to go through that, so that they can grow up mentally healthy. So we deal with things like suicidal thoughts and depression, with self-esteem, with bullying, with learning disabilities, with kids who are displaced because their parents of let's say with the pandemic and everything, sometimes you end up staying with family, or you end up going to a shelter because you might lose your place. So kids that are, not in the home that they're used to, kids that have physical abuse in the home, and then also kids who have been sexually assaulted. And one of the things, so like I said, me and 4 of my 5 daughters wrote these series. I wrote the book, What Happened to Candy? And we use animal characters so that kids are not looking at real kids. It's easier for them to relate to an animal character as opposed to seeing a real child. But one of the important things for me when I wrote What Happened to Candy, which is about sexual assault, and she was a heavyset girl, she's an elephant. And but I wanted to make sure that kids understood that if somebody doesn't, you go and talk to someone, whether it's your mom or whoever, and they don't listen, you keep going until somebody believes you and listen to you, and you get that help you need. And that's really important, because I hear so many people that say when they went to their mother, they didn't believe that, whoever they said did this to them did it, and that hurt them, and they shut down, and you carry that with you into adulthood. So, our goal is to really, and that's one of the proudest things I've done, Daryl, is that. So
I love it.
Yes, those books are in the Alabama school system and in the Gwinnett libraries here in Atlanta as well.
What a blessing!
So look here, everybody.
Folks, I gotta get on. It's 6:57 my time, so I gotta get on.
Well, I was going to say before you leave, I was number one. Thank you guys for coming on. We got to go as well. Okay.
Okay.
Normally, I talk a lot.
Y'all look like y'all ready.
Today I had an accident today. Okay, so I'm really some medicine, and I'm really about to pass out for real. Okay?
Oh my God! I'm glad you're okay from the accident.
But this you guys have motivated me. Okay, you guys have, because I was done. I sent Jimmy and Chris a text telling them I'm hurt. But I wanted to listen. I wanted to hear you guys. And look, let me tell you guys both, Rhonda, Daryl, You guys are so inspirational. I want to invite you to come back to the show anytime you want to.
It was
Hey,
definitely a
Rhonda.
pleasure.
Rhonda, are you?
You guys dropped so many good nuggets.
So
Yeah,
who
Rhonda,
is the
are you
host?
available next
Is
week?
Gina, Chris, and Greg, y'all are always on? Who's always here?
Yes.
Yes, we're on Monday through
And then
Friday.
there's two others. There's two
Yeah,
others.
two
that-
others.
Okay.
Well, actually, really, it's three others: Jocelyn, Ludine, and
And
Dr.
Jory. Yeah,
Okay.
Dr.
So Friday is
But
the time to come?
Monday through Friday, we are.
Any day. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Monday through
Good.
Friday, we are from normally 2 hours, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 7
Okay.
7
Central.
p.m. Central.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like I
Okay.
said, I always talk, Daryl, you know, but like today, I just wanted to listen after. I didn't want to carry anything. I just wanted to listen because now I'm encouraged to do some other stuff after I get off of these drugs. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For joining. Okay, we got to get
Chris
out.
had a question for me.
Huh?
Chris was asking me a question. I didn't
No,
hear.
I was just pretty much explaining the caterpillar,
Oh.
the cocoon, and the butterfly,
We got to go though.
which is life, period.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through it. Everybody goes through a caterpillar stage. Everyone goes through a bottled up cocoon stage. And right now we're at the butterfly stage. All of us that's on here. So.
And also, I got to tell you, Derek, you mentioned something about the superheroes and this and that. Okay, you guys are superheroes. Okay, because you guys inspire people. Okay, and you get people out of the doldrums that they're in to think differently, to act differently. Okay, and that to me is super. Okay, that is a power that unlike any other. Okay, so I appreciate what you guys do.
I love it.
And
Thank you all so much.
one
Thank
last thing
you.
before you leave, D. Daryl, one last thing before you leave. Greg owns his own platform for television, and I was thinking, man, you should do a show about
talk.
forex and all of that.
We'll talk. Let's talk.
Finances.
Okay, I'll connect you two together. I'll connect you two together for sure.
Okay,
Thank you guys.
everybody,
Thank you, brother.
Have a great weekend.
everybody.
Thanks for answering my call, bro.
All right, Rhonda, Gina, Greg,
It was a
Chris.
pleasure.
Daryl was great.
Hey, I
Thank you.
appreciate you
Peace
guys.
and love.
Okay, this is Dope Living
All right.
TV. We thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. You have a great weekend. Peace out, y'all.